Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whispers Radio here on AM 1600 WKKX, the Valley's Watchdog, and UPRN, the UFO Paranormal Radio Network. I want to remind everybody that this is a pre-recorded show, so if you have a question and you call in and you get Lola and she's all crabby and she's going, "What do you want?"
Don't talk like that.
It's because she's probably reading a book at this very moment, and you just disturbed her. But it's all good because she would love to talk to you. Right, Lo?
Yes. Pound you. Okay.
Well, I would give out the numbers. Check us out on whispersradio.com.
That's right.
That way, if you do have a question, and I want to say, all right, like this week and last week, we have Mr. Jeff Schultz joining us in the studio. If you would like to come and sit on a live show and a recording, give us an email, whispers1600 at gmail.com. That's whispers1600 at gmail.com. Give us a little info about yourself, when you would like to come, and I'll check the schedule, see what we got going on, and if we're able, we'd love to have you join us.
You have to check out Facebook, too.
Oh, check out Facebook, too.
Goodness.
Rachel's been keeping up on the Facebook, so we got that going.
That's good.
Somebody's got to take care of this stuff.
Right.
I would check on, and this is how it was. Like, I'd check out go to the Whispers Facebook thing, and Rachel would have all this stuff typed out, and I'd just like kind of copy it and paste it back in like Whisper, so it made it look like we said it. But
That's it. Give all our secrets away.
Yeah,
I know.
You got to keep something. No, I give the people what they want: the truth.
You can't handle
Wow, I've
the
heard
truth.
that today.
That's all right. Get to the business. Our guest tonight, Mr. Don Wagner from Peace of Mind Paranormal out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey, Don, you with us?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Don?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, you know, trying to record a show and mess up a few times when you try to start. I don't know if you heard that or you were stuck listening to
I'm sure he
Fox.
did. So just ignore us, Don. Just ignore us.
I'm trying to get used to recording. See, you know you can mess up, and you know you can start over
So
when it's
you
a
do.
recorded program.
I know.
So you're like, I just messed this up. In live radio, you just sound like an idiot.
Yes. We're very good at doing, but, you know.
You know, if I didn't get hate mail, I think I did something wrong. So keep it coming. All right, Don, you actually got the last time we had you on, it's been
A long time.
It's been a long time. Has it been a year?
It's been longer than that.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the last time you were on, you were doing a TV show out in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Since then, that TV show is no more,
Right.
and you have a new TV show.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting here rendering down the final promo clips on it now, and then it's on its way out to New York to a production company.
Really?
Yes.
Now, is this
Finishing that up today?
Is this going to be another local show, or is this going to be?
Now, this is actually going over to an actual production company. I talked to them, and they liked the concept of everything. After we sat down and talked about it, they wanted to put together a promo trailer to see pretty much if we fit the script, if we're marketable. It's TV.
Yeah.
So we're just we've been working on this thing for a long time, and finally got everything pretty much down to where we want it. And I'm rendering the clips now, and hopefully it's going to be in the mail and overnighted tomorrow.
All right, Don, are you pretty enough to be on TV?
No.
That's why I chose radio.
That's why they have editing.
Just like cut out David Hasselhoff's face and like.
Yeah, Photoshop.
That one's me. Where? Right there. It's the stage makeup.
You could tell the part that I play. I'm dressed up in all different outfits to fit the actual case that we're on. If there's small kids, they dress me up as a kid or whatnot. Dressed to the
really?
time. Yeah. So there's a comical part of it, and then there's a sad part. Is we're concentrating on just child hauntings and why there's so many
really?
we can do to help them. Yeah. So we do a lot of we incorporated all of our equipment into the toys themselves. And like I said, they have me dressing the part, whether it be a kid or whatever.
So let's say there's a situation where a child says, I'm laying in bed, there's like a little heater in his room or a fireplace that's been bricked up, and he says every night he sees two men standing by what would be the fireplace. Now, you would dress up as a child, sit in his room and wait for him to show up, or?
Yes.
Really? Now,
and we also dress to their times, like if we have child spirits in a building or a home.
Yeah.
And because we got that aspect too, we would dress to what they would be used to. Say in the 1940s, if they suspected this child's there from that time era, we would dress in that period clothing with that period toys, and try to sit down and make contact with them that way to see what we can do to help them. Help them to find their families, move on. Where they're going to move on to, we really don't know. But we know they don't belong here, so we got to do our best as parents to help them move on. Because we're not approaching this as an investigator standpoint. We're approaching this as moms, dads, aunts, and uncles. That's how we're stepping into this, because you can't be. I mean, going into an investigative child haunting, you don't want to go in as an investigator. You got to go in open-hearted, open mind, and be a parent or somebody around kids to understand, what's going on and what you could talk to them about. We feel a lot of these kids don't even know they had passed on.
No.
And we try to explain that to them and tell them they have options.
No.
And look around, their family's there.
Now, how do you prepare yourself? Because I'm going to be honest. Kid ghosts are the scariest form of ghosts I think you can possibly come up with.
Yes.
Like,
you never know what they're going to do.
Well, I mean, just the creepiness factor.
Hold on a second.
Okay, Don, that's,
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hello?
Uh-oh, I think we just lost him.
Don, where'd you go? The kids got him.
I'm checking out his website, thepeaceofmindparanormalsociety.com. He's not alone. He works with numerous people.
Don.
Yes.
Oh, where'd you go?
It's this goofy phone line I have, my house phone. We've been having a lot of problems with it today.
Oh, I thought that kid ghost got a hold of you.
No, my wife's phone started ringing.
Oh.
That was a little bit strange that happened right then when you're talking about kid ghosts.
Yeah, I know. You got kids ghosts are creepy. La, 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 la. Nothing. Like, the kind of stuff that was going on in my mind, like, at that very second. They got him!
Yeah, I'll tell you, you never know what the kids are going to do. We've had some crazy things happening. I actually have a haunted building in Pittsburgh, and I have a haunted elementary school.
Really?
And we've had doors open and close. We got it on video. We sent a lot of video over to Factor Faked, and they got back to me pretty quick, and they're checking in. They're coming out here. The building's just unbelievable. The kids' voices in there. We recorded, not only recorded them, you hear them with your own ears. It's amazing.
Don.
Jordan wants to come up.
I see. Here's the sick thing. I want to experience it, and Lola does too, because she's shaking her head yes.
Looks
and
like we want to come.
All right, we want to come sometime.
Come anytime. Well, actually, I'm having a big party June 4th. It's free for everybody. It's a community party. It's a paranormal tailgate party. And we're having a giant cookout. It's going to be all day. I got a live band coming in, laser light show. We're going to have a beer truck.
Wow.
That way
Lola's already in.
By the end of the night, everybody will see spirits.
Some form or another.
But I'm going to have the school open all day and night for people to go in and investigate or just to walk through. But if you want to come in and do an actual investigation, I'll open the doors for you, and you can have the building for the night yourself.
Now, how much, how do I want to say this? How much, stuff do you get there? Is it a pretty constant thing?
Yeah, I got to say it's pretty much constant day and night. I've had somebody run down the hallway at me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I was cleaning.
Really?
And they ran right past me. There was no one there. And through the doors and down the steps, I picked up my tools and left. I said, I'm sorry to bother you, and I was gone.
All right, Don, I'm going to tell you what's going in my brain right now. And I want you to, pick it up and run with it or leave it alone if you don't like it.
Okay.
Every year we do a Whispers annual ghost hunt. Mm-hmm. Now, we've been doing it at the West Virginia Penitentiary out in Moundsville.
Oh, it's a great place. I've been there a few times.
Now, we've done it the past couple years. And, a lot of people are saying, let's go somewhere new. Let's go somewhere new. And frankly, we didn't know if we were going to be continuing the show after the first of the year. So now that we are, it's kind of too late to book it because everything books up in January.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we go out there and check it all out, and there's some good stuff, would you be open to host a Whispers ghost hunt at your school?
Of course. Definitely.
Cool. All
That'd be
right,
awesome.
you just got a booking. For sure.
Yeah, we'd actually be honored to have you guys come out and do an event like that. That'd be great.
Well, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it
We
would.
do a lot of free events too. Like we have ladies' night. The Girl Scouts come out and they go in
The
there.
Girl Scouts go out and
Girl
ghost
Scouts
hunt.
Come out and they ghost hunted to get they wanted to really experience the older girls.
Do you get a badge for that?
I don't know. I didn't ask them, but they had a good time.
Cooking,
They stayed for a
sewing,
couple hours.
demonic
So we were-
forces.
It was all supervised, of course.
Yeah.
But we had a throwback investigation recently, and that was a free event. I opened up the school and said no flashlights, no, nothing, just tape recorders and candles and the old time flashlights, stuff like that, not an LED. And we had a throwback investigation. We had about 25 people show up, and they had a blast. I opened up the doors and let them go, and I leave. I didn't stay there with them. They had a blast. They brought us back some amazing evidence.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
Like, because, again, I'm thinking, like, do some of these older buildings, like the penitentiary, go in there with just, like, a candle and pray to God something doesn't blow it out.
I might just have to stay
It
at his
makes
house.
it even creepier, too, when you're walking around with just a candle,
Yeah.
and all you have is a tape recorder. And I figure if you can imprint a voice on tape, you know it's real.
Yeah.
So we did a lot with that, and we had a really good time, some good recordings. We had one recording, an investigator walked into a room, and we had candy sitting on the floor, and he stepped on it. And as he stepped on it, we got a recording. Well, they did. They got the recording. It says, "Where's my candy?" And it's that clear. I could send it over to you.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, and he sent that to me. I was like, you got to be kidding. I sent it out to the Historical Society down here. They have an audio specialist.
Yeah.
And he went over all the EVPs and sent them back and said, they're real. They're no deception.
Wow.
We have a little girl recorded it. Says, "Please don't leave me." Very clear. And,
Now, what happened in this school, Don?
Well, the actual school itself, this is the second building. The first one in the would have been the early or late 1800s, early 1900s. A miners' strike broke out while school was in session. It was first to sixth grade. Whenever the gunfire erupted, it actually came right through the school. It lasted a day and a half.
Oh, my gosh.
The building was so badly destroyed from the gunfire, they had to tear it down, which they built the building I have now, which opened in 1929.
Wow.
The Historical Society, we have all the documentation on that, but they're not letting us know or giving us any documentation on how many kids had died. Now, in the 1930s, the building I have now, smallpox came through that building and through Pittsburgh, and that's documented also.
So, I mean, there's been a lot of kids actually die in that building. So it's not just
only
like...
kids. We had a lot of violence on the land. We had a young girl pull into our parking lot. I think that was in the early 1990s. She pulled into the parking lot and committed suicide.
Oh, my God.
They did find a man hung in the back area by the gymnasium. The second miners' strike, when that happened, one miner actually stabbed another miner to death on the library steps.
Wow. So this
is
school is
documented.
this
This is
school is
real.
more violent than the penitentiary.
Yeah, and he has parties there.
You tailgate
Yeah.
there, Don.
It has a real violent history. The first shots of the Whiskey Rebellion started just not far from there, and the gunfire came straight through where the land is now, where the school is.
Now, would you
So
say that you
it's
live in
the
a bad
history.
neighborhood?
No, actually, the school looks like somebody dropped it out of space into a very well-rounded neighborhood. I mean, it's very clean. There's not even garbage around.
Wow.
And there's this school, that's abandoned for, since 2000.
So what made you want to buy it?
It's weird. I started looking into this building a couple years ago, and I thought it would look pretty freaky. But what happened was I had a heart transplant about a year ago.
Wow.
I was real sick. Whenever I come down there to see you guys, I was doing real bad.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about it.
Well, I went and had a heart transplant. And when I come out of the hospital, I started getting into a lot of MMA fighting, which that's what I do now. I train in the MMA. And we were looking for a gymnasium to hold fights in, a bigger place. So I contacted the owner. I said, we'd be interested in renting the gym to hold some events.
Uh-huh.
And I went in there with my instructor, and we're looking around, and things started happening. And me being in the paranormal, I'm like, wait a minute, this is insane. This can't happen. The doors would open right in front of you and slam shut to the
Wow.
point you thought the glass was going to blow out. So
Rachel's freaking out already. I can't wait to take her.
I'm not. I'm going to stay at his house. There sounds like there's kids at his house.
Needless to say, my instructor didn't want to keep this school. So I got on the phone with Gary Kanji from the Hillview Manor.
Uh-huh.
And I called him up. He's a very good, very close friend of mine. And I asked him, I said, you want to go in and let's send in a bunch of teams into this building and see what they can bring us. And if they can come out with some conclusive stuff, let's get this building. So we sent in teams for about 2-3 months collecting evidence. And then finally that set it for us. We said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get the building.
Wow.
Gary and I stepped up and got it, and it's been amazing. We don't make any money on it. We charge pretty much nothing for teams to go in because we want them to experience a real haunted place. And we have fun. We spend more money out of our pocket every month doing free events and not charging for the price what we have to pay for the building.
Now, what kind of condition, if I can ask, what kind of condition is the building in? Is it kind of run down? Could you have classes in it right now? I mean,
it's a abandoned building. It's not fallen down. It's all concrete floors. The one side of the when you come up to the second floor, the whole right side looks like they just got out of class. The desk and all are still there.
Wow.
On the other side, there's 3 rooms that the roof's leaking. I got to fix. So they're not real great, but they're not dangerous. You can go in there; they're not going to fall through. They're 3 foot, thick concrete, and it's a steel roof. I just got to get it fixed. On the first floor, you could probably hold class down there, and it's. If you like the darkness, you could walk in there during a bright sunny day, and you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Really? No windows?
No, everything's boarded up.
Oh.
What's odd, though, is even the kids being in that area, none of the wiring, nothing stripped out of the building. It's all still there. And we've had kids break in, but they don't come around. They didn't take anything. They were in there and out real quick.
What do? You blame them?
Not after I've been in this place, and I'm not saying it just because, I have the building. I've seen the craziest stuff. We have a door. I could send you the video. I went down there. Every time I left the building, I would shut all the doors. When I'd come back, 1 or 2 would be open, or all of them.
Yeah.
So I put a camera up, and I left and went to work. I come back later on in the day, got the camera going over the footage. In room 215, you hear it unlatch, and it slowly opens all the way around. It stops about a foot from the wall, and then from a dead stop, it goes and hits the wall and stops dead. It doesn't bounce back like somebody's holding it. Wow. And you can hear a locker slam at the same time. It's unbelievable.
No, I'm serious about having an event there.
Yeah, really.
I'll tell you, we'd love to have you come out. If you're serious, it's not a huge building. It's 21,000 square feet. It's not gigantic, but
how many people you think we should limit the attendance to?
You could have as many as you want if you send them out in teams, because the library's pretty big, and I have electricity in there and heat, so you could.
We take
need heat then. Well, yeah, you would.
We take 35 to 40 people into the pen,
and that's too many. I think.
And that's kind of too many people.
Well, if you took that many in here, you'd go out like maybe if you did it in groups of like 8, you'd be all right. But I'd say 25 people would be comfortable. You could do somebody upstairs, somebody downstairs.
Okay. I'm up on the website right now, and
I'm looking at some of the photos.
I know.
Some of the photos look really, really good.
I think the video's on there.
Yeah.
The door opening.
I'll have to check it out.
And then we did a promo video for the school. Some of the EVPs are on there. And on our Facebook, people have just come from everywhere. We even had a group come from Wisconsin.
Really?
To see the school, yeah. So it's not a monster building. It's not huge, but the activity, it's just unbelievable. That's all I can say.
Now, see,
you
Lola...
never go anywhere where things happen, and you get to interact with them.
See, Lola is dying for an experience.
Well, not quite dying, but
she is,
I really want to.
She really, really, really wants an experience. And, we've talked to all kinds of people that have promised her stuff, and we've, talked to... we've been in the pen, several times, and, when we did get something, it's like, maybe it's this, well, maybe it's that, and, this one's interesting. But, we really didn't get anything.
I wasn't scared. Let's put it that way. I want to have an experience. I don't just want to go later, listening to a tape recorder going, oh, yeah, okay. I want, John, you know what I mean.
She wants to, be so terrified while she's there that she pees her pants and then spends the rest of her life in therapy.
Well, I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you definitely would have some experiences.
Okay.
I know, well, we have a lot of reports of, like, my electrician was just there, and he was in the parking lot cleaning up. It was just getting dark, and he could hear kids playing all around him, and there was no one there. He looked down the school ground. He said they were so close that he couldn't believe it. He left. And then I finally got him back to finish the electric, and it's been a month, and I had to sit there with him.
Now, since, kind of what your new show is, with using kids' props and stuff like that, I mean, have you incorporated any kind of toys into, like, leaving them there at the school and putting a video camera on it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I leave toys there all the time. I'm always buying new toys and taking down for the kids. With Easter coming up, we're going to take some eggs down. And they're kids. I mean, if you really think about it, they are actually kids. They just don't have the human body like us. So we take all kind of stuff down for them. There's toys all over the place, teddy bears, cars and trucks. We have a train down there, a bunch of balls. Jason Gerard from Mountain State Paranormal, he did, Ghost Stories on A&E or whatever channel it was, Travel Channel. He came in a couple times. The first time he came, he says, it wasn't real exciting. He called me and goes, well, I only got 3 EVPs. I'm like, okay, well, most places you go to, you don't even get that, but you only got 3.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll tell you what, come on back, and I want you to come in for free.
That's like, people don't understand, they watch, like, taps and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, wow, how long were you there? Yeah, we were there for 10 hours. What'd you get? Nothing. It's like we sat in a dark room talking to ourselves. For 10 hours, it got nothing,
back and they actually recorded a toy car move by itself.
Really?
Yes. And he called me up. He says he was sorry that he doubted it. He was really shocked by the amount of experience that he had. One claim that we have a lot in there is if you're sitting in any of the rooms or even in the hallway, you'll get hit with voices from everywhere. It's like a whirlwind, and you can't discern one. It's just that there's so many going on, you can't understand what one of them's saying.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Common claim.
We're going to take a chair. We're going to put it in that spot, and we're duct taping Lola to it with a...
You won't have to duct tape me.
Yeah, we will, because when you get freaked out, you're going to leave.
No, I won't.
And we're going to put like a K2 meter right on her lap.
I'll tell you what, we've had 2 psychics come in, and both of them had left. We had one lady leave in tears. When her team came back, she refused to enter the building. She never came back again. Well, she walked in the front door and walked back out and never came back.
I have a friend that I don't think she calls herself a psychic, but she's definitely a sensitive. And there are a lot of places that she can't go because she gets so bombarded. And while we might get like, where's the candy and things like that, she's getting actual questions. And I would think with children, it would be the worst. She can't even drive past the pen because of all the evil she hears when she drives past there.
Well, I'd love to have her come in here. Maybe she could answer some questions for us. Because this is a big puzzle, and we have no idea why it's going on. There's a lot of death, but still, it's like, well, why the kids? Why are they there? We don't want them there. We're not trying to, hold them in any way. If we could get somebody to come in and help them to go on, we're trying every day, telling them, look for your parents that are there. You just look harder. We try to give them options, tell them they don't have to stay there. We don't want them in the building. We'd like them to leave. Now,
it's good that you have this building, and although you're kind of marketing it as a haunted place, you're still trying to get them, even though, it's income for you, you're still, trying to get them to cross over. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's commendable.
They don't belong there. We know that. I would feel horrible, God forbid something would happen to my kids. I wouldn't want them to be stuck anywhere.
Jeff, you had a question?
I was just concerned about the toys. You said someone came in and witnessed a train move. I was just wondering if any other toys were, like, missing, like you put a teddy bear in one room if it ended up in another room?
Well, just recently we have, there's been a little girl reported in the one bathroom downstairs, and I come in to actually open up the building for another team, and we have her teddy bear that sits on the dresser in there. We put it in there exclusively for her. I came in, I looked all over the place for it, I couldn't find it. And about 2 hours later, I came back looking again, and it was sitting in the bathroom between the 2 long-handled faucets. The 2 faucets were shut around the bear, holding it in place on the sink. And I thought somebody stole it. I was having a fit. I was ready to call the team up and just go crazy. And then it showed up again.
Wow.
And we'll have a lot of, like, toy balls and stuff. They'll be in one area, then the next. But that could be, the wind. We can't claim anything with that. But the teddy bear, that was something.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild to have that happen.
See, that breaks my heart to think that, there's a little girl that just wants her teddy. I don't know. That's just, you're right. I would, if I had the way to help them move on, I would do it.
We've been trying, believe me. And what's something is this little girl, we had a lady contact us. She went to school there, her and her sister, 1st to 6th grade. She is now the president of the Autism Society in Ohio. She's the one that first reported and said about this little girl. This was after we had already recorded her. And she put some pieces together for us. She's going to be here for our June 4th party to tell us what had happened.
Wow.
I'm also doing an event tomorrow night at the local fire hall. It's called the Ghost of Broughton School. It's a sold-out thing. Well, it's free, but, we're packed.
Yeah.
And we have teachers coming in that they're going to sit down and tell us some things that we don't know. They actually called and said there's a lot of things that happen there that you need to know about.
Now,
you're going
to be writing all this down, because when we come up there, we're going to be like, all right, here's Don with all the history.
We're going to record it, and we have all the history already on a bulletin board at the school from the Historical Society. They were nice enough to come in and print everything out for us, and we put it all up for everybody to come in and read. And you can see the teachers, the ones that work there, and the ones that are still alive. Mrs. Hartman, she's still alive, but unfortunately her husband actually committed suicide, and he did work there at one time too. So we don't know if it was contributed from the school or not. We just, were able to confirm that he did commit suicide.
What year did the school close down?
It closed down in 2000. It was opened in 1929.
Wow. You got many years. And I would imagine, too, that even if a child didn't die there, I've heard that they sometimes go back to where they were happiest. And if they were happiest at school, that's where their spirit would end up. Because I wondered about the Capitol. That there's spirits there, and yet you don't hear any stories of people dying there, and yet there are spirits there, and that's what I've been told, is that they go back to where they were happiest or, have a deep memory of.
Well, that's like when I was in, what grade was I in? Like 6th grade, there was a buddy of mine, he passed away, his house caught on fire, and he died of smoke inhalation. Well, and I don't know if this played something into it, but like our 6th grade, there was a group of us that every recess, like for like the next couple months, we brought a Ouija board and tried to talk to David. That's what we did over and over and over again, just because we thought we were 12, 13 years old trying to talk to our friend. And I don't know if this brought him to the school, like spirit wise, or if it was like Lola said, he went to where he was happiest. But I went home like a year or so ago, and I was talking to somebody, and they're like, yeah, that elementary school's haunted. Some boy named David is there, blah, 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 going on and on. And here I'm thinking, here's this boy I grew up with, that's supposedly haunting this school. And here we were messing around with a Ouija board, and, did that do something? Or, it's just crazy how, I guess it happens.
Yeah, you really never know what could have happened, why they're there. And that's one thing everybody talks about in the paranormal. They say, oh, well, I'm an expert. There's no experts.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in this forever, and I can't even begin to scratch the surface of what's going on. I started out that many years ago, and I still have no idea why, what, even how to go about contacting them. I have no clue. So the people that tell me that, oh, I've been in this for 10 years, and I'm a pro, and I can do this, I got to just ignore it. I can't take it. They drive me crazy. But, if they want to think that, they can. I'm just going to keep trying to learn and keep trying to help these kids out.
That's like with our show. It's like, we've been doing the show for 3 years, and, I've, did investigations, 2.5 years prior to that. So, I got a good 5 years of, paranormal experience. And every week, we spend hours talking with some of the, most influential paranormal minds. I still have no clue, not even scratching the surface of what's going on,
Exactly. How would you even try to learn any of it? It's not like we're going to sit down with a spirit and they're going to tell us, okay, this is what happened.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on.
We had a choice, we stood in the lobby for a couple hours, nobody knows what happens.
And whenever I had my heart transplant, I had some things happen. And I actually passed away on the way to surgery. And
Wow.
I've seen a lot of things while I was gone.
Well, tell us about that.
Well, it's not what everybody says, and it's like there's still no answers. But
You see
the
a
only
bright
thing
light.
I really experienced was because of the time I was gone, it was just the feeling of being alone. I was just in alone, just dark room. It's like somebody takes you and sits you in a chair, and you're just sitting there, and you can hear voices all around you, and you see little glimmers of light. But you just get the worst feeling that you're just left there, and you're. I put it in my new book. It's called Haunting Innocence, and it's I titled it The Dark Room because that's what it is. You're just in this dark area. And that's with the kids, I keep picturing them being stuck in that dark room, and I know what it felt like when I was there. It was terrible, and I just can't picture leaving them there. That's why I want to try so bad to get them out of there.
Wow.
And it's not what people say about the light and all that. I've had people come up and say, well, it just wasn't your time. And I said, well, you experienced the light, and it wasn't your time. So what are you telling me? I think they're full of crap, and they're trying to use that to make a name for themselves and get rich. And I think it's ridiculous. I've had people tell me, oh, you should write a book about it. And I wrote just my little bit of my story saying, about the dark room, but it doesn't mention my name in it anyway. But I don't believe in using that. It was a heartfelt thing that I went through, and it was a bad experience. And I would never want to use that for personal gain. If people ask me about it, I'll tell them because, they hear all these other stories, and they can say now that I think you're lying to me. Because, like I said, there was no big bright light, nothing like that. It was just a complete feeling of being alone.
Well, I want to ask you about this. When you were here, you said you guys were working on a device that would hopefully give energy off into the room that a spirit could pull from so you'd have a better chance of like a manifestation or something. Did you ever get that up and running?
Oh, we built different generators. I got an EM pump that puts out so much EMF right now that you don't even have to turn it on. I use a lot of earth magnets. But one thing we were working on when I was there was the EVP amplifier we talked about, where we could sit down and actually have possible conversation.
Yeah.
We actually did develop that and have used that a lot.
Now, how does that work for you?
It works pretty well because you can sit down. And you don't have to wear headphones because I hooked everything into a guitar amplifier. So as you're asking the questions, if the recorder picks up an answer, you hear it live. You don't have to wait.
Wow.
And we've had some pretty crazy experiences. We had a guy come through and just laugh at us. That freaked me out. I shut the thing off for about 6 months and didn't bother with it. But that took me close to a year to build that. I also build, if you go on my website to my store, I build a lot of motion sensors that have been used on Ghost Adventurers. GHI uses, Rob Demarest, I just talked to him. He just ordered stuff for his new event that's going on. He ordered a geophone that I build. My IR lights, I can get 150 feet easily with one of my smaller lights.
Wow.
Yeah, I see all these people with 4 bulbs, 5 bulbs. Yeah, I build stuff that my 16 bulb overkill is. That's my small one. I also build a 32. It's a 32 bulb Dominator, and I actually sold that to a gentleman in Arizona, and they're using it along the borders down there because your night vision on your cameras ain't real good, and with my stuff outside, you can see over 150 feet easily, and that's outside. So I built some crazy IR lights. Chris Dedman uses them, Patrick Burns, CC the Huntress, and you can ask them all, and they'll tell you. Even Dave from Parax, he uses my stuff too. They used it on the Queen Mary, the North Carolina. The Queen Mary right now just ordered 5 of my 360 motion sensors, and they use them down there. So my equipment's being actually used all over the place, including Ireland and Malaysia. I just sent to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really.
I'm thinking, the stuff that people buy now, you can, they're buying to hunt a bathroom or a closet. You're building stuff for Border Patrol.
My lights are really powerful. And what the best part is, I built a 16-bulb overkill that runs on 9-volt batteries, just 2 of them. You can run 8 bulbs or 16, and it's camera-mounted with a hot shoe, and I sell those for $60.
How long does it last?
About 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't have to charge. You snap the battery in. It's an external mount. You snap it in, flick on the switch, and you're good to go.
I bought a little IR flashlight. I think it had like 8 or 9 bulbs in it. And,
that little 5mm, I use 10mm.
And it, you put the battery in, and no lie, I put the battery in. We were at the pen, and I want to blame this on Paranormal Activity, but it's not.
No.
It's not at all. I turned the flashlight lasted maybe 20 minutes, and it was dead. And it's like, I just paid okay money for this thing. I mean, it worked good, because I'm cheap, so I just kind of taped it to my camera. But
I will tell you, all my stuff comes with a hot shoe mount. I don't have if you look at my site, you'll see the Overkill with the hot shoe on it, but all of them have hot shoe mounts now. But I even built a Mighty Mini. It's 8 bulbs, camera mounts, real small, but the way I design and set the bulbs up, they're all set to get the full maximum range out of a 30 degree. That's what the bulbs are. So I did some research on what 30 degree means and set the bulbs up to get full potential. And I went to Hillview Manor, and they're 110-foot hallways with my Mighty Mini 8 bulbs.
Yeah.
I was getting IR reflection off the doors at 110 feet.
Wow.
And they said Dave Jones and all these guys, they'll actually vouch for my stuff. Even Mike Roberts, he sponsors my stuff, and Chris Dedman's a sponsor.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
But I love building it. I build them cheap. I know a lot of the IR lights out there right now, they're like $35 or $40 for 4 or 5 bulbs.
Yeah.
And I sell my 8 bulb for $40. So I'm not making no money on it, but I'm having fun.
That's
because
the
when
key.
I sell them and people use them, are like, well, why would I spend my money on this junk? And I get a big kick out of laughing about it.
Now, what your store, is it online?
Yes.
What's the website that people can go to?
It's pomps.org. I had to shorten the name because Peace of Mind Paranormal Society, you get cramps in your fingers typing that all in.
So it's POMPS .org.
And you'll see a link to my store, and you can see a lot of the stuff that I build.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, we're plugging it. Plug.
My Dominator's not on there yet because I've only built 2, and I'm not sure if I want to build anymore because it's a pain in the butt wiring up 32 bulbs. But it is extremely powerful. And the geophones, I tell people if they order the kit.
Now, what is that?
It picks up the vibration on the floor like footsteps, like Taps has them. You see the little lights light up as you make vibration on the floor.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those.
Well, you can buy the kit for $38, and I tell people, send me your kit. I'll put it together for $20 instead of going out and spending $100 for one. That's me buying the box, the switch, the hookups, and everything, plus my time. I'll put it together for $20.
Wow.
It's like I said, I don't mind doing it to help the investigators out because they're all out there. People are spending thousands of dollars for stuff that don't work, and people can't afford that. So I try to keep my store very affordable so the average investigator can say, I got this and it works and it only cost me this much, and they can depend on it in the field. I don't want somebody going broke going out investigating. You know yourself, most teams last 6 months and they're gone.
Yeah.
And I've seen people go gung-ho out there spending $8,000 on a DVR system, and in a year they fold.
Yeah, I know. You know how hard it is getting paranormal groups on a radio program? You're like, yeah, we'll have you on in a few months. And then it's like, yeah, we're not a group anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
I see them come and go all the time.
No.
We've been around a long time now, and we've had the same people forever. We're kind of a big family. Everybody comes in and stays. We've been kind of quiet now for about a year since my surgery, and then I'm, coming back with the training and all that. So I've been kind of just quiet.
How do you go? And I got to ask this, just because, how do you go from needing a heart transplant to being an MMA fighter? Isn't there a point where you say, maybe I shouldn't excite myself too much?
Well, it's things I always wanted to do when I was younger, and I'm 45 now. So I just, I'm going to try it. And I'm not doing it to fight. I love the cardio and the training. And it's just a thrill. You get in the ring with somebody that's 25, and just to be able to
beat
hold
the
up
tar
to that,
out of them.
I wouldn't say that. I've taken some beatings.
I bet your cardiologist is having a fit.
No, he's actually big into training too, and he said it's awesome for your heart. You want to get it going. My heart's 20 years old. They said it's really good. They don't want me taking too big of an impact to my chest right now.
Yeah.
But he's real into it. He said, that's the best cardio workout you can get into because it's very intense. You don't go in and work out for 10 minutes. We have times we'll go an hour, 2 hours. My last session was 4 hours. It all depends on what my instructor feels like putting you through that day.
Yeah.
But it's great. You feel good when you're done.
I'm trying to think.
You feel bad for 2 weeks. But
It's like my dad's 46. He just had a couple years ago he had open heart surgery, and I mean, there's days like he'll go out and mow the grass, and he's so worn out that he's stuck on the couch for a couple days just from riding a riding mower. And here you're jumping in a ring with a guy half your age.
Hey, you wouldn't believe what I do for a living. I install ceramic, hardwood, carpet. That's what I do for a living. So every single day that I get up, everything I do is very manual, heavy lifting.
Jeez.
And I enjoy it. I really do. I have a lot of fun.
Hey, your phone's ringing.
That's all right. It's one of my investigators. I'll call him back.
All right. Now, the new TV show coming out. You say you're making a promo online?
Yeah, I actually just got done with part of the promo now. It's 9 minutes long, 9.5 minutes long, and I just forwarded that over to the production company tonight. So we'll wait and see if we get signed or not with this production company, but we have a lot of others that are interested.
Now, what are you like? Where would it be online anywhere that we can check that out?
I could give you the link privately, but I can't.
Okay, you can't.
I can't post it publicly. I mean, I could send you an email with a link if you want to look at it.
Yes,
but
I do.
I can't put it up. It's because of privacy rights. Because when you sign a release form, you're under a Privacy Act, and you gotta.
Yeah, that's like
you can't do too much.
The guy we were supposed to have last week, Dwayne Claude, and we've had him on the show, 10+ times, Lola.
Yeah.
We brought him to the penitentiary to do investigations with us, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, he's a friend of the show. He just started a show with Animal Planet called Demon Exorcist.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They just had their pilot episode, and, here, we've had Dwayne on so many times that, Animal Planet's like, you're not allowed to do any interviews yet. We gotta, everything's still under lock and key, and he's already had a show out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how they are with us, and we haven't even signed any papers. Well, we did sign the release forms. So that puts us under kind of a tight-knit thing. And all we did, my gosh. Can you hold on 1 second?
Oh, sure.
Hey, Brent.
We have got to go to that party
right in the middle of doing a radio
in June.
Oh, I agree. I think
I'll call you back in a couple minutes.
do you agree?
Okay, bye.
Sorry
about that.
Oh, that's okay. Lola, do you agree maybe doing the Whispers thing out there, trying something new?
Yes, because my feelings about the pen. So I think that'd be a great idea. It'd be a great idea.
Well, I'm just thinking it's hard to book, and it's you know what I mean.
Seriously, the last time we were there, nobody got really anything.
Well, Herb Street did.
Well, I know Herb.
We won't go into that.
Herb.
Well, you'll have to send us the link privately to your TV show. Goodness.
Well, they said it's just a homemade clip, but that's all they wanted to see what we're going to do. And like I said, we already talked on the phone about the concept, like the script, I guess you'd say, on the ideas of it. And we approached it, like I said, not as an investigative team, but as parents, because that's how we're going about the show, is we're doing it as a parent and aunts and uncles, not as an investigative team.
I think that's a good way to do it, and that certainly is original. I mean, look at all the ghosty shows that are floating around out there now.
Oh, yeah. They're all the same thing. It's all the same thing. You got somebody dressing up, and when you say you dress like a kid, I'm picturing you in like a...
Knickers.
Actually, that's what I look. I had real short pants on, high white socks, suspenders.
See, I'm thinking like a little blue T-shirt with a big diaper on you.
We want a picture of that, too.
A christening gown holding a teddy bear.
They had me dressed up so far as a kid once, a teacher, dressed as the 1940s outfits. I don't know what's next. Next thing I know, I'll be in a dress or something.
Now, do you, and I'm going to ask you this way, do you think that dressing up would provoke in any way?
No, I just feel that if a kid sees something that they're used to seeing, something that they're comfortable with, they're going to be more apt to come out and communicate with you.
Okay, because
you go in there, with leather jacket and chains, they don't know what that is.
Bring it on! No, I'm thinking,
they don't understand that.
Was it Ghost Adventures? Are they the ones that go in there and they try to provoke? You know,
Yeah.
somebody was the team that went into the pen that was like, "I'm the warden. Everybody better listen up."
Ghost
That's
Adventures
exactly-
did that. The other, the ones out of Texas.
Ghost Lab?
Yeah.
They
were
they
just
all
here, they
do
did
that. And now the pen is different. But if you're in it, there is one group though that was in Gettysburg, and I don't remember. It may have been Ghost Lab that actually set up a recreation of the gun battle that killed that woman.
That was Ghost Lab.
Yeah.
Or not Ghost Lab, Ghost Adventurers, I'm sorry.
Was that? Well, I knew anymore. They're all running together.
Yeah, they're
you
all
know?
the same anymore.
Yeah, but I think that's a good idea, and I've seen TAPS do this, where when they know it's a child, they go in and they get down on the floor so that they're at the kid's eye level, and they have brought in toys or candy or something like that, because that's what a kid's going to relate to, you know.
Oh, definitely. And so we take toys in that fit that time era, too, where we think they may be from, and we'll sit down and read stories to them, just like you would do if you were sitting there with a bunch of kids on the floor, or just one kid.
Yeah.
Or try to find out some information on the background, what they might have liked, and sit down and present them with things that they liked at that time.
See,
So, we like to do that.
I get that, but I've watched other shows where they go in and they're talking, they're trying to get a child to react, and they're talking really like idiots. Why are you here? What are you doing? Why, and it's like, it's a kid. A kid isn't going to respond to that kind of stuff.
What is your name?
Yeah.
We don't
Infants.
do none of that. Well, what gets me, too, is you got all these shows, and I can't really say any names, but they all go in, and probably 80% of all their cases, they go on, there's a child involved in one way or another. They go in, they find them, they record them, they talk to them, and then it's see you later.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. How can they even go home and sleep knowing that this child's stuck there and they just use this child as their amusement toy? They're not toys. I mean, these were somebody's kids at one time.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're promoting your show right now, what do you do differently?
We're going to give them the option and tell them they don't have to stay there, one. Explain to them what had happened if they don't know they died. Explain what had happened. Tell them to look around. Their parents are there looking for them. They have to look. Look into the darkness. If there is a light, search for that. Go to places they haven't been before. Let them know they don't have to stay in these locations. They can move on. If there's something they need us to tell somebody, we give them the option to do that. We just go into all the options to explain, you don't need to be here. You are a child. You have a family looking for you.
Now, in your school, do you have a lot of interaction going on, or is it more residual?
It can't be residual because everything that happens is completely different all the time you're in there. Just from different doors opening and closing, the kids talking.
So it's not always like room 215, like you said?
No, 215, that's just one of the doors we caught open and close. I was in 217 getting opened up for a team to come in, me and a friend of mine, and we were in there just talking. We were playing around with one of the DR60 recorders. And we were just sitting in there talking, and the door slammed on us. That was in 217.
Wow.
And I swear the thing was going to blow out. And what had happened to lead us up to this, I should have told you, I was across the hall in Mrs. Hartman's room in 213. And when I walked in, the closet door was open. And I said, kids, I told you when I'm not here, I like to keep the doors closed so I know what's going on. I left that room, I shut that door, and failed to shut room 217 when I went in there. And we were in there about 10 minutes, and that door just, from halfway, slammed. And everybody said, well, it could have been a breeze. I said, yeah, but it shut against the door being open. Because if you come up the steps, there is a breeze. It shut against that. And it slammed. And it startled us. We weren't sure what to think.
Wow.
I've been in there and had people walk down the hallway and stop right next to you, and you're looking around, and it scares you, but it doesn't because your mind's not wrapping around it because you're like, did this really happen? I don't know. It's just a crazy thing going on in there. We can't explain it. We've had reports of adults being in there too. We've recorded them. One was the janitor that was there, and I know that's a cliche, the janitor haunts the school. But what we did is when we first walked in, every single bathroom in this school, is spotless clean. Even the light fixtures, there's no dust.
Wow.
Nothing. There's no fingerprints on the mirrors. We find this to be like really crazy because there's paint all over the floors where it all peeled off. Then you go in the bathroom, the ceramic's spotless, even the grout.
Oh my gosh.
But the walls around the toilets have mold on them, but the toilets themselves and everything else, the mirrors, they're cleaner than my house. And we thought, wow, this is crazy. So we asked some questions, and the ladies from around there that went to school there said the janitor, Billy, he actually worked there till he died. He lived just right across the street. He was very particular on the bathrooms being clean.
Wow.
And whenever you come in, you'll see it's unbelievable. You go to the gym, the roof leaked, there's dirt and muck. Oh, it's horrible. Then you walk into the bathroom, and you could eat off the floor.
Now, that's funny because I've been into a lot of abandoned buildings, and, you walk into where a bathroom is, and it's the most disgusting thing. Like, I even went one of the colleges in the local area. I won't go into that. They had us come and do an investigation there, and, they were just doing construction. It was only shut down for the summer, and it was probably the most disgusting bathrooms you've ever seen in your life.
Now, see, if anything's ever going to follow me home, I hope that guy does.
I'll tell you what, you might like this guy because he is very particular. It's something because even in the sinks themselves, there's no water stains, nothing.
That's
it's like somebody
really
went in and
weird.
cleaned them, and I didn't do it. I'm 5'2". I'm not reaching up above the light fixtures. There's no dust on the bottom. It's completely unbelievable. And every group we have come in, they're like, oh, my God, did you clean this? Yeah. Okay. And my wife will tell you, I ain't even picking up my shoes. I'm not going to go and clean all these bathrooms in an abandoned building.
That's great. All right, Don, we are out of time. Thank you very much.
Yes,
and
this
I'm
has
serious.
been great. We'll be there in June.
I'll give you a call
Yeah,
after
please.
we hang up here and give you my email address, and that way we can
okay,
check that
great.
out. Or, hey, you know what? I'll give it to you now. Whispers1600@gmail.com.
Let me get in here and put that on real quick.
That way, all you folks at home who want to send me a little note, say
I
howdy.
got you on here already.
Okay.
You got me on there already?
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
send you this little like I said, this clip is nothing amazing. It's just it's a concept of what we're doing.
Hey, and that's
already on its way.
It's an honor to check it out.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you guys. And I said, if you want to have the event there, the school's open for you. I hope you guys come down and enjoy it.
Yeah, like I
And
said,
the
I kind of
party's
want
June 4th.
to check it out before we do the
event.
The
Yeah,
event.
well,
just to
we'll
see.
come to the party in June.
All right, we'll
June 4th.
We'll crash your party, Whispers style. I guess.
Yeah, come on down. We're going to have a blast. We're going to
Okay.
have a good time.
Great,
All right,
great.
Don Wagner, Peace of Mind Paranormal out in Pittsburgh. Thank you very much. This has been fun.
Thank you. You have a great night.
You too.
too.
See you, Don.
Bye-bye.
Now I'm dead serious, Lola.
I know.
I know, too.
We're going.
Now, if it's got half the activity, he says. But I mean, the pen. People say, "Oh, it's chock full of activity. There's so much. There's so much. There's so much."
We have never had very good luck there.
Nah. I mean, we had some knocking. We had like a voice.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you need to check your work schedule.
Do I work?
I don't know.
June 4th, I don't believe we do.
You better look in your wallet.
I work
Check.
with Jeff, and he's checking it out right
Yes.
now.
June 4th, we are off.
It's a Saturday. All right.
We're there.
We shall be
Yep.
there.
It's gonna be a party.
Yes, it'll be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be good.
Maybe we could get Nick to come with us.
Good old Nick. He will. He'll crash.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, we check it out, see how big it is, and then we start talking, a
About-
date to do
yeah.
it. And stuff like that. I do want to mention Dwayne Claude again has the new show Animal Planet called Demon Exorcist. I think it's airing again Sunday, so
Yep.
check it out. Check him out on Facebook.
You can see a clip of it on YouTube right now.
Okay, check out YouTube. Check out Facebook. I'm promoting the heck out of it. Dwayne's a friend of the show. He's an awesome guy. Those of you who went on the to the pen with us know that he's a really great guy. Check him out. It's going to be a great thing.
Yes.
Also, Sunset Radio out in Dublin, Ireland is going to be airing our shows now. So for our new listeners out in Ireland, we say top of the morning to you. I don't know when they're playing us, but I don't know what I guess they say hello. but
Yes, sure, they do. They speak English. They do.
howdy, fellers.
Yes.
All right. Until next week, everybody. We love you. Don't be afraid. Only believe.